Thank you very much. Ellis. No, I really every day I wake up and I fear. A ghost voice whispering in my ear. It leads me further away from civilization, though it promises me salvation. But when I listen to what it says, it leads me straight from everything. The problems temporarily straight. It keeps whispering sweet lullabies, which are all just soothing lies, hiding its true goal, its reason for staring into an empty hole. I keep feeling its grip on my pulse, pressing hard. It's a big price to pay once you start, because all the way it still holds your heart with its open grace, leading me to without grace. The temporary problem zone was just a disguise. I fell for it by letting it into my life. It haunts me everywhere I go. I get headaches and hallucinate from the smoke. It's probably the ghost. I get to see the world in a new perspective, but the price to pay is its possession. Not to mention, it shortens my life by a few years. But after finding a way to break free, I lost so much time, you see. Most chances for my success left behind. All the jobs I sought, I was declined. Society's eyes, they now avert, pointed by my past that still hurts. Yet I strive to heal, to mend and find hope, even in the end. All right, thank you very much. Ellis, Junior. Shadows deep, appointed addiction's ghost, casting its spells. It plays on through, achievement short, whispering lines spoken loud. It's just softly silence. A siren's wall behind his eyes. It grips my pulse, a freezing hold, a story aches, in sorrow told. It drains all my strength, a hollow ache, a void within. It's hard to shake. It feasts on hope, on dreams so bright, leaving me lost in endless night. A spectral chain binds me tight, stealing my joy and dimming my light. This haunting presence, a hostile taste, leaving me broken, putting life to the test. All right, thank you very much for that. Let us have Fiona.
Here, I begin my poem in 3, 2, and 1. Many people worldwide are suffering, not just because they want to suffer. It's because they are ignorant about their suffocation. And they find themselves already in the situation, forgetting that their suffocation is brought up by a heavy deadly disease, a disease without shame, a disease that turns human life invulnerable, a disease that puts the president down. Would you wish to know about the disease? Addiction is the disease. People run side by side, separating themselves from addiction, but still they are being gripped. And thousands of people now regret because of addiction. Respiratory diseases such as lung cancer all arise from addiction. High death rates all arise from addiction. Besides all that, here are the tips to overcome addiction. Through medical approaches, changing our lifestyles, building up a network of supportive friends and family, seeking for professional help, and setting realistic goals. Recovery is a journey. Be patient, be persistent, and be compassionate of yourself. Thank you.
Right. So for me, peace. Yeah, peace. Never ready.
A God's presence, everything. It flows through my veins. Do it more. Can you be a haunting craving, a soul's pain? It courses through like a darkened stream, leaving shadows where love once beat. With every pulse, it takes its toll. In the dark moments, comes to call. Come, come on. Repercussions. My ghostly praise, my ghostly spirit, in me, take attention. A heartbeat's rhythm for the cold. It drains my soul in every beat, leaving emptiness where it sits. In shattered dreams, it finds its home, governs my work, governs my soul, and haunting memories forever now. Sleep appears close like an owl. It echoes through like a mournful sigh. A phantom's whisper, it never dies. I get sick. I get to stop it. It crushes my health, crushes my body as I try to stop addiction. But still, I seek a glimmer of hope, a chance to find my scope, to silence the ghosts and calm my mind, chance to rediscover and find solace in the life left behind.
Right, thank you. Baron. Baron.
Addiction
a ghost that lives inside my bloodstream. It whispers with the secrets, with a sweet and rolling voice to win my attention as the newly born dating couple in a blue motion. To win my attention with the sweet and bread beneath the caution. I wrote to be superior in the knowing. I grasp the pulse with its icy fingers, getting me stuck with its name, squeezing my rhymes into hunger as out of the frying pan into fire, turning my heart to be in a scam as I wrote it passionately. In addition, addiction held my eyes. I can't see, I can't differentiate good or bad. Down to get my dream gradually as I forget my destiny, my responsibility, and my opportunities. A whisper that silences all the secrets in a night and day motion. A haunting echo that has fallen away. The ghost's dark presence. My heart has broken, and the host's presence has now come in as a constant guest. A haunting that has revealed and failed completely to rest in every breath, in every disappointment. A whisper hustled, but the soul as I cry.
The unpleasant lingers. Its presence moves slowly, quietly, and carefully. Whispers echo through hollowed halls. A ghost invades what darkness calls. Do you hear its whispers? One more say. One more say. If you don't take the sip, you're going to die. No! Leave me alone! I don't want to take the sip. Leave me alone. Each promise meant to break free from its chains fades like whispers in the passing rains. But still I fight against this very thing, seeking solace in the light of faith. For though it lingers with reckless might, I yearn for dawn to banish the night. So here I stand, all haunted by a ghost. Leave me alone! I don't want to take the sip. All it whispers, you will die. You will die. I won't die. So I stand here at the edge of despair, with ghosts in my veins and burdens to bear. Yet deep within me lies a flicker of grace to reclaim my soul from this haunted pain.
Whatever you can start.
Came in silence, sleek, silk. A whisper coiled in every smoke. A ghost that slept beneath my skin and called my name within. It knew the thought, it knew the core. It slid through marrow and clay the core. With focus and joy, it's Christ in us. And promised peace in every thought. Just once, at night, you feel a sun, no pain, no past, just be undone. And threaded needles through my mind. It danced where shadows had long since fled and fed on the thoughts I had meant to spare. It learned the rhythm of my ache, then rocked me just to watch me shake. It stole my shape. It stole my name. A phantom draped in human shame. It grinned behind my hollow stare and drank the breath I had meant to spare. Now, every vein's a haunted core, where echoes crow and shadows dance. The ghost is quiet and never gone. It waits inside the blood I have drawn. It hums beneath the scab and scar, a lullaby of what you are. And though I scream and though I run, it blooms again with every sun. The ghost is quiet and never gone.
There are around five things that we have noticed that we want you people to improve on as you're going in for the next round, but probably also the out round. Number one, I think some of us are having AI generated poems. Okay? Please do not have AI generated poems. It is so evident that you are not even comfortable while delivering them. Even though you are trying so much to fit within the actions and everything, it's just not coming out properly and clearly. Okay? So one, do not have AI generated poems. We will know, and you will not win. No one wins a tournament with AI generated speeches or poems. Okay? You will not make it to the next round. It's as clear as that. Okay? And even if you're using AI, have the ability to edit it. Okay, at worst, edit it to make it sound as human as possible. Are you getting it? So that you are comfortable within your own skin while delivering that piece of yours. The second thing we have noticed also is that we are having way too much drama that it is clouding the message that you are supposed to deliver. Okay? It's no longer now a speech, it is a showcase, probably it is a skit, because your words are not coming out clearly, we're not necessarily getting it to begin with, and what we are seeing is the actions. That kills your ability to have a good piece, because at the end of the day, you're going to be judged based on the instructions that you've been given, right? So if the instructions are telling you to do this, you have good drama, good creativity, but it is not in line with what you have been told to do, okay? So it's going to highly affect you. Too much drama at the end of the day, what does it do? It ensures that one, if you are not careful, you're going to forget the message that you're supposed to deliver to us. You're not going to be clear, the toning is not going to be there. You're going to miss out on almost everything. So let us work on that. Okay? The other thing is still the tone. Some of us are still forcing the tone to begin with. Okay? And it is sounding unnatural. Okay? Let it come naturally. That stems out from two things. One, you are not yet comfortable with the words of the poems. Or even if you are comfortable, the aspect that you are reading it from a piece of book makes you not comfortable with it to begin with. Okay? It affects your overall delivery to begin with. So ensure that you work on that. The second last thing is that some of your poems are not poetic. Some of you are forcing so much to have a story, to have the content, that it ends up not being a poem to begin with. It affects your overall artistic merit, and at that particular point it ceases to be a poem, but something else, probably a speech-like thing, because you are mostly focusing on having a story or your content there. at the end of the day. The last thing is the wordplay. What do I mean by wordplay? Make sure you put in the words that are going to elevate your poem. Know them, if you're writing them, if you have crammed them or you have mastered them. Some of us are having words that, first of all, do not fit within that context. They do not make sense even when they are said. So I want us to work on those things moving forward. Poetry, we have one more round. At this particular point, we are going to go for public speaking. And then the other thing is, some of us are just too low. You're just too low. Okay, there's a difference between you having a normal voice modulation and you being very low when you're delivering your pieces. So, for poetry, should be round 4. It's going to be an open round, and it is an elevator pitch. You're going to have 2 minutes to deliver this speech. What is the instruction? Sell an idea to the National Drug Authority that will help them combat the abuse of drugs in Uganda. Note, show how unique, creative, and achievable your solution or idea is. Sell an idea. That idea can be a product, can be anything. Okay? Make sure you sell an idea. Okay? You're selling it to National Drug Authority. You want to deliver the best speech. Just assume, as they're going to be recording you here, as they're going to be recording you here, the National Drug Authority is watching you. And after selling your idea, will they be in position to buy it? If your answer is no, then even the judges will not give you the highest marks possible. It's as simple as that. Okay? This is going to be the order. I've delivered this to the... Anyway, the order is from top to bottom. It is in this order for public speaking. Please listen. We're going to have Edwin going first, Ida, Akram, Doris, Faith, Martha, Vivian, Rona, Priscilla, Ronnie, Anselm, Blaze, Elizabeth, Nakawesa, Kamira, and then Arinda Miriam. That is going to be the order of our speech. And we're going to be starting as soon as possible because this is a prepared round. Is that okay? Thank you very much. I request for silence from the audience.
I start my speech in 3, 2, 1. I'm part of the New Vision Journalism Network. My name is Mtwez Edwin. I've been a journalist for 5 years and I've made research about drugs. The discoveries are very shocking because 60% of Ugandan youth are drug abusers. So I'm here to sell my idea, the National Drug Authority, and I believe it will impact them in order to combat drugs in our country. My idea, my solution, my hope is derived from this convention phrase: prevention is better than cure. Much has been done, but I render all the former strategies ineffective. For instance, today I've come up with something new. And what do you think it is? Trust me, in a channel of darkness, light was found at the extreme end. My strategy is sensitization, and sensitization. With sensitization, drug abuse is prevented even before it happens. Sensitization can be achieved through community engagements, holding workshops, conferences about drugs, and through formal children education. The Bible says, people perish because of ignorance. With sensitization, people will be equipped with knowledge about drugs, therefore they will be knowing what to do. Comrades, the uniqueness of this strategy is that it fights drugs right from the grassroots to the entire nation. That is, from the child until our entire nation. Comrades, this is possible. So let's unite in order to fight against drugs in our country.
Minutes of speech, you can start whenever you're ready.
The chairperson of the National Drugs Authority, the secretary, and all the members on the board. My name is Ida, and I'm here to sell my idea on how we can combat drug abuse in our nation. 1. Looking at what has been going on and the steps have been taken, like sensitization, I feel things have not changed. And with me, I believe if we start a smart DAF standing for drug addiction fight, a mobile application app for awareness and reporting substance use. This app will provide information on the dangers, treatment, and local support groups that can help these addicts on how to stop drug abuse. There are a lot of people who want to run out of this drug abuse fight, but it has been a prison to them because they are fearing to talk physically to these people. They are fearing that these people will blame them and then they will be stigmatized for what they're doing. But on this mobile app, you will find information on how you can stop drug abuse, and then you will not be stigmatized. Including features for users to anonymously report drug abuse, related activities, or seek help without fear of stigmatization. We are going to inform these people through movies and music so that they are entertained, since the most people that are targeted for drug abuse are the youth, and the youth love entertainment. So with entertainment, these people are going to be taught about drug abuse and how they can stop drug abuse. Our education programs will also keep these people busy, and we're going to provide them on our mobile application app. They're going to be busy and they're going to stop abusing drugs because they'll spend their time being educated. With accessibility, interactive engagement, tailored interventions, and continuous support and valuable data collection, I believe this smart DAF is better than all the steps we have followed at the National Drugs Authority. As it is said, a shortcut is always the wrong cut. Let's use this long cut and see if it is going to help us. Thank you.
Whenever ready, you can start. No, don't hold it too. Just
For a number of years, the government of Uganda have been combating drug abuse. Unfortunately, the rate at which drug abuse is thriving within our communities is just increasing, not decreasing, with its associated negative factors. From 67.7% up to 72 point something, that increase is not small. It is causing many negative factors in our communities. Increased robbery, increased misuse of drugs have led to increased crime rates within the community. Ladies and gentlemen, imagine that future we are trying to put down by failing to fight against drug abuse. Where will our daughters and sons stay? Where will they stay? Will they be successful in the world where drug abuse will be everywhere like air? It is within music and art where life lesson is learned, not only in classrooms. I'm here with an idea of using music and art to combat drug abuse in our community. It can be effective, it can be incredibly powerful, since music is instilled inside you. We are with music. It is with music and art. Thank you.
Whenever ready, you can start.
Ever told that the quickest route to a man's heart is through his stomach?
Well, Masan Clinical Foods Company is bringing you a very unique and innovative idea to combat drug abuse out of Uganda. My name is Ishemeliro Doris Amoti, the CEO of Masan Clinical Foods Company. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen of the National Drug Authority, I am introducing a very unique but simple idea to combat drug abuse in Uganda. It is not a machine, it is not an app, it is food. Well, we are introducing what we have called the DTD foods. Drop the drug foods. Very natural, no chemicals inside, no side effects, straight from our own Ugandan soils that helps, specifically designed for drug addicts. So in the next 20 seconds, I am going to talk about the DTD foods. Number one, we have what we have called the Chewy Snacky Bar. This bar has ginger and ashwagandha that helps in mood stabilizing and energy boosting. Then this is what we have called the DTD tea leaves. They are specifically designed for people that actually use drugs, especially when they're going to sleep. It has herbs that promote natural sleep. Then we have what we have called the herbal sweet. This herbal sweet contains herbs like moringa, lemon balm, etc. that help in calming down the mind. Then we have what we have called the brain focus gum. It helps to focus the brain and stops all the other idlenesses that will lead to drug abuse. Then, National Drug Authority, we are here to combat drug.
Okay, 2 minutes of speech. Whenever you're ready.
Prevention is better than cure. As a journalist, I've been working for 2 years. In my research, I've got that half of the youths today are drug addicts. In my research, I've also got ways of how to help the NDA to combat abuse of drugs. The NDA can leverage our all-powered platforms to predict and prevent the trafficking of drugs routes, also identify the high risks and enhance the intervention programs. This will help to boost the protective factors that eliminate and reduce the high risks that we use in drug abuse. In the reduction of the risks, also factors for drug use can be done in various ages, being used individually or in group settings. In their group settings or individually, we come and educate them about the dangers of drug usage. Also, we tell them there are other things that they can do rather than taking drugs, like joining sports and others. This will help to reduce drug abuse, also boost the public health and save millions of lives. We have pilot programs to demonstrate our effectiveness and security.
Start whenever you are ready. 2 minutes of speech.
I am an addiction researcher, and my goal is to improve treatment outcomes and reduce addiction rates. This matters because lives shall be saved, treatment will be improved, and it will increase on the youth's skills. So, the current medical need is insufficient resources and findings. And these are some of the solutions targeted to develop targeted therapies to improve to improve access to care and enhance support systems. And this is the value proposition. By partnering us to improve and implement the youth, the National Drug Authority should enhance reach engagement and improve on the outcomes and foster community resilience. Therefore, we should join together with the National Drug Authority in order to improve on the drug addiction rates.
Yes, to all the respective ministers and different authorities present today. I am a researcher on developing new therapies in drug usage and what can be done to stop. There has been limited effectiveness of the treatment, and because of my research, which focuses on developing ways of treating the usage of these drugs. Working in a community based on intervention and program to address a drug abuse, working and investigating with cultural leaders, volunteers from the community in order for the others to understand what the addiction is and how to reduce. A significant percentage of people in Uganda have not been aware of this addiction. And today I'm right before you to help the Ugandans understand this. We are seeking to the National Drug Authority to support us on how to implement this in programs like putting strict laws against drug usage, taking clear observation on imported goods, because these imported goods are somehow effective on this. By increasing costs on drugs, because people in Uganda, they are not too much economically good, but if the expensiveness of these drugs is increased, people will decrease because they are not affordable. Well, enforcement will strategically be followed, and with all that, we kindly request the National Drug Authority to take part in this. Thank you.
Whenever you are ready, you can start.
I dignify all dignitaries. My name is Nanyondarana, a project manager with 15 years of experience in the NRTL Health Institute. I've consistently delivered projects on time and under budget, and I'm specializing in the Drug Combatment Institute. I'm eager to learn more about the potential opportunities of the National Drug Authority, and with that, I hereby suggest partnership and collaboration of our institute, of the NRTL Health Institute, specializing in the Drug Combatment Health Institute, to collaborate with the National Drug Authority. Collaboration and partnership with the National Drugs Authority will help in reduction of drug addiction cases, since the NRTL Institute provides counseling sessions in different areas all over the country, and not only that, it conquers the costs of rehabilitation in different rehabilitation centers all over the country, and with that, it funds health problems of the drug addicts, the victims that go through drug addiction, if at all they have health problems. We fund the different counseling sessions all over the country. With that, goes through the health-wise and things concerning costs and all expenses that the National Drug Authority needs. We are confident about the cooperation and thank you.
I am National Priscilla Luna. As a concerned citizen of Uganda, I'm here to have observed that drug abuse of treatment for people affected by drug use and dependency. In the community, which provides a continuum of care from outreach and low threshold services. One of the threshold services we are having one of the threshold services that we're having emergency services. Emergency services, this is where someone is going to be having addiction and that addiction is affecting him, and then that the hospitals are going to be able to come and attend to him or her. We can do it through detoxification and stabilization to aftercare and integration. The community needs to plan integration. The community needs to plan and implement research-based prevention programs to address substance abuse. How does the community need to do this? The community needs to identify which people are doing the substance abuse and how are they doing it. Then they have to access needs, because
members of the National Drug Authority. I'm here to present the peer-to-peer support network, a strategic way of combating drug abuse in Uganda. I am Ronnie Barak and I'm the chairperson of Drug Recovery Uganda. I am glad to be hosted today. The idea of the peer-to-peer support network will create a nationwide peer-led support network where we have individuals recovering can connect and share experiences and support each other. What will we do in this? We shall train mentors. We shall train people who have undergone recovery so as to provide guidance and support to the rest who are going to be undergoing the same recovery, who I can term as the drug addicts who are going to start recovering. Then we shall also have online platforms, whereby a mobile-friendly platform for members to connect worldwide, because we know that not every person will be reached to. So then we shall also have personal meetups. People who are close to each other will have personal meetups, whereby they can create a relationship, friendship, so as to keep on collaborating, so as to make the process of recovery better. What would be the benefits of this? We shall have increased support. Because through training the mentors, we shall have increased support where people will support each other, people will have to recover from this because there will be support from the mentors. Then we shall have reduced relapse. Because in this case we shall have people who will be undergoing relapses, whereby they are recovering, but then in this place they have to relapse, but in this place we shall reduce them. We shall have community engagement. Community engagement whereby drugs will reduce in the community. People who are selling drugs will be reduced. People who are dealing in drugs will be, in this case, even arrested or even talked to in this case. What will be the plan here? We shall collaborate with existing recovery groups and organizations, develop online platforms and resource library. In conclusion, I would love to discuss the peer-to-peer support networks further so as to see it turn into a reality in this world.
Did you know that drug abuse affects over 1 million people in Uganda? If you have not been knowing that, then it's time for you to know. My name is Beinga Anthrem.
I am a journalist by profession. I work with the NBS Television Uganda. I want to take this opportunity to recognize the presence of the youth in Uganda in this workshop. And I want to tell you that we are here to share the ideas and see how best we can combat drug abuse in our country. So, I would like to introduce to you the idea of smart prevention. With smart prevention, we can exploit technology. In this way, we can be able to trace how these drugs are transmitted, how these drugs are trafficked into our country, and make sure to eliminate that. With smart prevention, we can empower communities. In this way, we can engage the local leaders like the chairpersons, LC1. We can also engage the organizations. We can also engage the residents, support those people who are struggling from addiction. I would like you to imagine over Uganda where the youth are able to resist substance abuse, where the communities are able to support those people who are struggling, and where our country is fortified from addiction. Smart prevention makes this vision possible. Together as a collective, we will eliminate the dark corners of addiction, identify high-risk areas, and tailor interventions to meet community needs. Thank you.
And address a groundbreaking solution to combat drug abuse. Honorable members of the National Drug Authority, in front of you is a former drug addict and currently working with the World Health Organization. Currently, we are looking at having 60% of the youth in Uganda abusing drugs. And this has exposed them to issues, actually far-reaching issues like health problems, social issues, and economic burdens. And what do I suggest that the NDA should do to put all this to an end? I, as a former drug addict and currently working with the World Health Organization, I believe if the NDA launches a digital lifeline app, actually a mobile app, this will connect these drug addicts with actually former drug addicts. Actually, it is going to connect individuals with other individuals in far areas, like in different areas, and actually it will bring about them pairing up and sharing ideas on how these addicts can get away with addiction and how they can get rid of it and actually have a good living. We look at this pairing up people that recovered and actually overcame addiction with those that are struggling with addiction. But we look at this favoring only those in urban areas. And what measure do we come up for those in remote areas? We look at conducting public awareness campaigns whereby we shall have peers that will reach out to those people and sensitize them and actually counsel them and actually rehabilitate them on how they can deal with the addiction. We look at this measure being so unique and actually the most appropriate measure to combat drug abuse in Uganda. And I believe this measure will help the NDA to get rid of drug abuse and actually promote public health. Just like Nelson Mandela said, united we stand, divided we fall. I just call upon all Ugandans to work together with the NDA and support Digital Lifeline and actually promote public health. Together we can make a difference.
Whenever you're ready, we can start.
We cannot always build the future for our youth, but we can build our youth for the future. Dr. Medab, my name is Nakawesa Amira, a pharmacist who has been working with the Uganda Youth Development Link for a while now. I believe that the problem we are having in our country right now is drug abuse. And I know that it is very well common within the youth because they are the ones on the streets selling these drugs, dealing within them. They are the ones that are using these drugs within schools, in the communities, and outside school areas. So I have come up with a project that is going to combat drug abuse within our country and starting with our communities. The Youth Guard. The Youth Guard is a project aimed on empowering young leaders to combat drug abuse in their country, that is Uganda. Our goal is to build a nationwide network of peer educators to lead the fight against drug abuse in our country. We are going to do this through different peer ambassadors in different schools around Uganda. We are going to carry out different debates, speech tournaments about combating drug abuse in our country. And we are also going to take these peer ambassadors to different rehabilitation centers where they can actually see, because when you see a snake, you fear it, but when you just look or think of a snake, you don't fear it. So if at all you see a drug addict suffering with the addiction, you will learn that it is actually a very, very bad thing. So we are going to take these peer ambassadors to the different rehabilitation centers where they will know that drug abuse is actually a terrible thing. And Dr. Medab, right here on Nakasero Hill in Rumi Tower, I believe if you accept my idea, by the end of the day, we shall have drug abuse reduced to 45% in our country, because I believe in the power of peer influence.
How many minutes?
2 minutes. Whenever you're ready, start.
We have two choices: to accept the situation or to change the situation. Ladies and gentlemen from the National Drug Authority that have occurred and venued here at the National Theatre, standing before you is Kamira Babujire, an experienced neurosurgeon from Mulago Brain Institute. Today in the world we are living in, we are facing many challenges of cases under drug addiction and drug abuse. Drug abuse has become a trend among the youth, the children, and the adults of Uganda. Very many solutions have been highlighted today. Take for example that in the therapy sessions, the rehabilitation centers have been set up, arresting of these criminals that sell the drugs has occurred. But let me ask one question. What is the point if we keep on trying to wait to cure something yet we can actually prevent it? Ladies and gentlemen from Mulago Brain Institute, we have come up with a drug. Yes, you heard me right, a drug. A drug that consists of a formula, that makes it defined as the pulse of change. Ladies and gentlemen, the Pyricum drug that is consistent of Vixen that helps in reversing a nerve on the brain responsible for addiction. In the end of the day, we are hitting one bad that is called addiction, because addiction is the foundation of drug abuse. Ladies and gentlemen, this drug not only prevents addiction, this drug actually reverses addiction, meaning that we are going to distribute this very same drug to pharmacies that are using opioids that fall under the category of group A of drugs, meaning they're highly addictive, and this drug actually works as a paracetamol. Not only a paracetamol, it reverses the effect of drugs like the opioids, meaning you were once addicted to a drug, but right now you can actually reverse your addiction. In the end of the day, we see that we are carrying out prevention, cure, and development. Ladies and gentlemen, to know more about us, you can go on the QR code of the Mulago Brain Institute and find more on what you're trusting into your body. I conclude by saying the best way to predict the future is by change.
Okay, Miriam.
I'm beginning in a count of 3, 2, 1. Recover up. Digital recovery for a real crisis. Did you know? 1 in 5 Uganda youth struggle with substance abuse. I, as a concerned citizen, I propose for a digital recovery to combat this crisis. Recover App combines anonymous counseling, geotagged center directories, peer support, and real-time relapse check-ins, all localized in Luganda and English. It is cost-effective, data light, and scalable nationwide, even in the rural areas. This can help the youth to share ideas, reports,
concerns about drug abuse. Share how to prevent and shy away from drug abuse. It will help them to share about the important things that are required for development. For example, sharing how to keep themselves busy. Sharing about developmental things. This will help to build communities by reducing stigma and supporting recovery 24/7. Let's digitize healing. We improve on the moral of the youth, who are the future generation, by building the nation through uplifting the youth morals. Let's digitize healing and bring hope to thousands.
On why we've decided as judges you deserve the marks that you've been given. How many minutes do you give me? 10. Okay. Let me use the shortest time possible because I'm very sure someone out here is looking at me with a hungry eye. Right? It's already 1. Someone is looking at me with a hungry eye. Okay. Round 4 task. Public speech as we had. It says it is an elevator pitch. Sell an idea to National Drug Authority that will help them combat the abuse of drugs in Uganda. Note, show how unique, creative your solution and idea is. Now, I just want you to imagine one thing. If you move out to town, right? You want to buy something. Okay. Imagine a situation whereby you are having a group of vendors. There's one that has tomatoes that are ripe. There's one that has tomatoes that are somehow ripe. There's also another one that has raw tomatoes. There it is easy for you to decide on which tomatoes to buy. But imagine a case whereby you have someone, a group of about 5 vendors that have the same quality of tomatoes. It is going to be very hard for you. But the person that convinces you clearly to buy their tomatoes is that one person you buy from. Isn't it? Yes. This is exactly what this task required from you. It required you to actually convince National Drug Authority that what you are presenting to them is the most suitable thing to do for them to actually use. One key thing you should note, when you are buying the tomatoes at the end of the day, do you want to buy tomatoes just to make the other person rich, or at the end of the day you also want to buy tomatoes that benefit you? You get. So in any case, once you are giving an elevator pitch, a sales task in this particular thing, there are key things that you need to look at. There are about 4 that you need to look at, and I'm going to give a general feedback. In any case, I won't say this one has missed this one, but you alone will tell that I've missed out this in this particular case. 1, the general feedback, there was an issue with time. In any case, realize how you structure your speech. Let it fit within the time frame that you've been given. If it is 2 minutes, make sure that whatever that you're giving is within the 2 minutes. All right? Because at any point of time, if a rich person wants to speak to you, they organize a meeting and they've told you I only have 2 minutes with you. At the end of the day, if you stammer at the end of the day, they'll think you are not confident. They'll think you're not sure of what you're selling to them. They'll know that I'm not buying it from you. Okay. So in any case, structure your speech because one, it shows you know what you're saying to me, but two, it also shows that it is as easy as I say it at the end of the day, and it is good. You get it? Now, you need to grab, at the beginning of the speech, you need to grab the attention of the person that you're selling from. Is it a question? Is it a what? Is it statistics at the end of the day? Because I need to know that, you know what, I'm on my phone. Remember, this is a rich person that is busy. You get? He has so many other things, so many other engagements he has to go to. But how you begin your speech will actually tell like, oh, he's saying something, You get? At the end of the day, you need to actually give something that will provoke them to think on what you are telling them. 2, establish the need for your idea. At the end of the day, explain to us how it is very urgent to solve the problem that we are having. In this particular task, it was drug abuse in Uganda. Explain how urgent it is. We need to solve drug abuse in Uganda. Bring out statistics. Show us how many people are suffering at the end of the day. Show us how many youths are actually going through a lot because of drug abuse. Show us that how we are losing our future at the end of the day if we do not solve this now. In this particular task, you even had a chance to show us how some of the ideas that have been brought about at the end of the day have not been as helpful as required. Yet at the end of the day, there are so many things that have come up in order to solve drug abuse. I believe we can all accept, right? Isn't it? But at the end of the day, show us that at a point of time, some of these things have not been helpful as we think. You get? Now, after establishing a ground for National Drug Authority to understand that, you know what? Yeah, the ideas that have come, but at the end of the day, they've not helped us. So what are you saying? What's next? Now, that's why you come in with your idea. You get it? That is why you come in with your idea. Introduce us the product, or introduce to us the idea. An idea cannot be an idea without a name. Tell us the name of your idea. Tell us what it does. Show us how it is used. In any case, if it is an app, tell us the name of the app. Tell us what the app does. Tell us how beneficial it is. Tell us how unique this is. And in fact, it was even stated in the task, not show how unique, creative, and achievable. You get? Show us how your idea, your product is so unique from the rest of the things that have been there at the end of the day. You get? Now, you cannot show me an idea minus telling me how it works at the end of the day. If it is an app like WhatsApp, just imagine if they brought WhatsApp to us. There you go, that is WhatsApp. Sort yourselves. You do know how to use it at the end of the day. That is why even at the end of the day, even when they bring in updates on WhatsApp, they show you on their status how to use it. You get? So even an idea as you're presenting it to NDA, you needed to show them how it works, how the public would use it. You get? Now, at the end of the day, show us how people would use it. Show us how beneficial it would be to NDA, not just to the people, because I told you, remember, when you're buying those tomatoes, the example I gave you, when you're buying those tomatoes, you do not just want to buy to make this person rich, but you also want them to benefit you at the end of the day. So show NDA how this idea is beneficial to them, much as it is also beneficial to the people. So show us the cost. Remember, this is an idea that you're pitching. At the end of the day, you will need money, right? And I think that is the entire reason as to why you're presenting this whole idea. You need money, you need funding, you need, show us how cost effective it is to them, and also cost effective too. That is the achievable part that they are talking about in the task. And at the end of the day, after you considered all that, make a call for action. Invite NDA to have a larger discussion with you. I don't think in 2 minutes you can present everything, the whole idea. No, you're just presenting it. So you can invite them to come to your offices to have a better discussion. If you feel that what you've presented is enough, you can choose to request for ideas. but not in this particular moment. You can say, I request you for ideas because I believe I'm not a perfect person. That means you've called them to be involved within your idea at the end of the day. You get? You've involved them within your idea. And at the end of the day, you have a very, very wonderful pitch. One key thing, you should not stay within your audience. I realize that there are very many of you that would come, talk about, ladies and gentlemen, honorable members, dear youth. The task clearly shows you are speaking to NDA officials. So, in consideration with all of that, as a panel of our judges, we've decided the results that we've given you at the end of this round. Thank you very much. Hope for a better round at the end of the day. Thank you.
All right. I will not have any further discussion in regards to what you have said, because everything you have said is the proper structure of a sales pitch. Okay? A sales pitch, again, there's one thing I just want to echo out. You need to stay within your audience. It's within your audience. Everyone else is not bothered of what you're talking about. It's an idea. You're not necessarily selling to them what it is. It's an idea. Okay? That structure, at the end of the day, probably give them your contact, to tell them how much they need to invest, to tell them how you're going to sell your product, to tell them how much you need to invest to make that mobile app that you're talking about, how much it would need for you to have these regional movements and organize those debates you're talking about. That is the sales pitch, right? So we had a few people that had, good marks. I think we have someone with 77. We have people with what? No, 77, 76, 75, but also we have people with 60s, 61, 63. So now evaluate yourself. If you realize you did what was needed, yeah, probably you have marks. If you didn't do what was needed, yeah, you don't have marks. So that is it. After lunch, our lunch is ready. After lunch, we're going to have poetry. Now, all the rounds are going to be silent in the afternoon. So we have 2 rounds, that is for poetry and public speaking, all right? The poetry task is there, okay? I'm going to give you an impromptu, okay? For poetry, round 5, it is there, yes? For public speaking, I'll give you an impromptu, okay? When we finish that, it's going to be silent. Once we are done with that, we are going to go for storytelling, okay? But we're also going to announce the breaks. I don't know whether we should announce it here or we should announce it in the main hall in the evening. So regardless of what happens.
It's better if everybody's
So regardless of what happens, that's what we're going to do. Now, we want to do storytelling, okay? Storytelling, it's most likely we're going to just have 2 rounds. The first round is to give you guys confidence. Then the second round is to determine, okay, who is winning, because there are not very many. We're going to do news anchoring tomorrow. We're just going to deal with storytelling, seniors and juniors. So that in the afternoon we're going to have three rounds. The first 2 are going to be poetry, speech. Immediately, poetry, speech, then storytelling. Tomorrow we intend to do all the preliminary, all the out rounds, okay? And we're most likely going to be in the main hall there for all the out rounds, okay? They're going to be broadcasted in this way. At a point that we are not, they don't give us that room, we'll most probably be here and then they'll still be recorded, right? And that's what we're going to do. The things still remain the same. For public speakers, the only thing that has changed is that we're breaking 9 people to the quarterfinals. The top 2 will be protected to the finals, okay? So we have 9 because one speaker didn't show up. Top 2 speakers are protected till finals. That means if we have the finals tomorrow, they will do it at last. If we're not having finals tomorrow, they will wait for finals. Same with poetry. Okay? We are protecting the top 2 direct to finals. Then we'll have quarterfinals. We're going to have 7, then 5, and then that. Okay? Public speaking, 9, then I think 6, 9, 6, 3 to meet the 2 to make finals. Okay? Is that okay? Aside from that, thank you very much for the lovely speeches and the poems. If you have any questions, you can meet me, you can approach me, you can approach him. Yes. No, not really. We are towards the dying moments. If we give you your marks, some of you be calculating. You round 1 I got this, round 2 I got this, now round 5 I got no. The marks were for yesterday only. Today is a new day. They want to leave you in the suspense. Why do you want to give yourself a heart attack before I give it to you? No. Are you getting it? All you should know is that follow instructions. Guys, I'm going to end with this. Whether it is poetry, whether it is public speaking, whether it is storytelling, as long as you meet judges who know what they are doing, okay? Unless it is an open task. We are going for nationals on Thursday, East Africans, at Elite. It's going to be open task. They'll just give you a statement. That one, it's more of like a prepared motion, prepared speech, okay? So it's easier for you to do that. As long as there are tasks given. They have told you, do this, do that. Everything you need to do within your speech, within your poem, is embedded within the task. You don't literally need to get content from heaven. The content is there. Sell your idea. What is your idea? This is your idea. Who are you selling it to? National Drug Authority. What should you put there? What should you do that? It is telling you begin with it. If it is telling you show how we can solve corruption, do that. Okay? But some of you are overdoing it. If you listen to the primary section, their speeches, it is simplicity. They know what they are doing, they go straight to the point. Some of you want to complicate things. Do not complicate things. Me, I'm hungry. I don't know if you're hungry. Have a nice lunch. Poetry, round 5. Pharmacy plan poem. Structure, a repeating that word, poem. About prescription pill dependency. Listen, poets, listen. Very careful. Repeat lines like the bottle promised relief to mirror clinical addiction. The line might not be the bottle promised relief, okay? It can be a line that speaks about dependence on drugs or on pills, okay? For example, I have sinuses. Personally. And every time I'm traveling, even when I'm like flying out of the country, I have a specific drug that I buy. It works for 7 days. Capsule for 7 days. I swallow 1 per day. That is if like I get serious issues. The environment here is not that bad for me to really swallow them. So you would. From me, if I'm like delivering a poem and I'll be like, and I'm going to say a line to emulate that repetition of taking the drug. It can be, for example, a capsule I can't live without. You get? And then you make it repetitive. Doesn't matter whether you're beginning with it or ending with it. As long as that statement, which is repetitive, is there almost throughout your entire poem. Are we together? Are we together? What I'm going to be testing, or what we're going to be testing in this particular round, is 1, the ability for your piece to have that repetition in it. If it is not there, we're going to give you your marks what you deserve. It's not a must for it to be there from the very beginning up to the end, but as long as in almost every line, almost every stanza, it is there. Doesn't matter whether you begin with it or you end with it, but it should be there. Is that okay? Are we together? All right. We are going to be calling one by one, and I wish us all the best. This is the last round. If you get an 80 in this round, it can save you a lot. If you get a 60, it may harm your ability to break. Okay? All right.
Okay, so we are going to start with the Mercy, so the rest of you can move out. Move out.
Oh yeah, I also request for maximum silence from the audience. Storytellers and storytellers, wherever they are, let them also be inside here, because after poetry, we're going for speech, we're going for storytelling.
The bottle promised relief. A whisper in a doctor's tone. One pill to smooth the edge of relief, and soon silence felt like home. A whisper in a doctor's tone. This will help you sleep tonight. And soon the silence felt like home. Though morning always felt like a fight, this will help you sleep tonight. The label smiled in salary grace. Though morning always felt like fight, and hunger vanished without trace. A label smiled in salary grace. A second pill to calm the fear, and hunger vanished without trace. But still, the ghost kept drawing near. A second pill to calm the fear. The shadows stretched across the day, but still the ghost kept drawing near. Though all pain was kept at bay, one more won't hurt. The voice deceived. The spiral winds and pulls beneath. The need returns, the body grieves. The bottle promised relief.
The bottle promised relief. A whisper in the night. Yet shadows continue to stay longer beneath. In the tight hold of false light. A whisper in the night. Each pill a short dream. In the grip of false light. Now hope fades like a sunbeam. Each pill a fleeting dream, renewed at the spins of the cycle. Hope continuously fades like a sunbeam as curves break through. The cycle spins anew. The bottle not ceasing to promise relief. Cravings still break through, but finally lost in non-belief.
Bottle promise relief. Obviously, I will never quit its use. Always with me, I will live with them. Drugs, you are my major way of living. You are my everything I want, and every day I want to abuse, I do. The bottle promised relief. We are as friends, and we will never part. For you hold me as a remote. You are my remote in everyday life. All my stress, all my anxiety, and all my depression, now is a gone case. The bottle promised relief. Besides the way I act, besides my anxiety, I will never decide to leave you anymore. The bottle promised relief. For drugs, you are there, my friend, in caution. I will never, ever lose hope. For you are with me. No wonder how I grow curiously. I will still hold you tightly. The bottle promised relief. You help me work as I do each and everything tirelessly and aimlessly. My greatest ability and strength, all I have. Stress, anxiety, no more. I will need, I fail, and I will never, ever fail to hold you in right hands.
In the bottle. In the bottle, a promise is made. Relief from pain, temporary relief. A pill to swallow, a moment's escape. From the weight of this world, a fleeting relief. Relief from pain, a temporary relief. A dependence forms a subtle creep. From the weight of this world, a fleeting relief. Into the darkness, a descent slow. Stop. A dependence forms a creep. A dependence forms a subtle creep. The dosage increases the body's plea. Into the darkness, a descent slow downs. A vicious cycle, a hard reality to see. The dosage increases the body's plea. A torrent builds a new known to be. A vicious cycle, a hard reality to see. In the bottle, a promise is made, a lie.
2 minutes. You can start whenever you're ready.
Pharmacy fountain. The pills promise relief so sweet. Rewards me with a gentle voice. Fix for me aching guilt. Temporary calm, a brief choice. Temporary calm, a brief choice. The dose creeps up slowly. A fix for my aching guilt. My body screams in pain. My body screams in pain, I know. The pills promise relief so sweet. A downward slide, hard to slow. Losing grip, a hard defeat. Losing grip, a hard defeat. Temporary calm, a brief choice. The doors creeps up slow. The pills promise relief so sweet. Thank you.
The bottle promised relief. An escape from the pain. Swallowing away my grief. Caught in this endless rain. An escape from the pain. A temporary fix, it seemed. Caught in this endless rain. A life once dreamed. A temporary fix, it seemed. The bottle promised relief. A life I once dreamed. Swallowing away my grief. Swallowing away my grief. Lost in a hazy haze. The bottle promised relief. Trapped in this drug, in these pills.
were illusions of peace, bestowing upon us problem-free dreams, but yet we suffer when we wake. In the bottle, I find illusions of peace. My cravings grow stronger, but yet I suffer when I wake. I keep hoping the effects last longer to cease the pain. My cravings grow stronger. I was aware the pills were killing me. I keep hoping the effects last longer to cease the pain. But no matter the itching or the headache, I can't fail to take. I was aware the pills were killing me, but I believe the regret I would have would be way too deep if I stopped. Though I can't stop now, just one more sip.
An empty promise, slow and low. The bottle promised relief, you see. A brief solace, to and fro. A chilling traction, a shadowed hold. A rustled prayer, a desperate appeal. The bottle promised relief, yet cold. Void shows, foil and foaming. A fractured mirror, a twisted view of promises kept and promises lost. The bottle promised relief again. A fading dream, a broken ghost. A pointless shell, a black snare. A whispered plea, a slight light. The bottle promised relief, a snare, engulfing all in the night. A final breath, a fading light, a whispered thigh, a whispered name. The bottle promised relief in the night. A hollow victory, a bitter game. I say a hollow victory, a bitter game. I raise my case.
The bottle promised relief. Has the dilemma convinced that abortion would be fine and enough? The bottle promised relief. Time became bottles full. Time so desperately in. No bottle, no life, but still. The bottle promised relief. Virtue lost, vice triumphed. The bottle bound in life, even at need and strife. The bottle promised relief.
Dick slowly, a heart held tight in chains. A cycle attached to silent pains. The clock hands tick slowly, a heart held tight in chains. The bottle promised relief. A cycle attached to silent pains. I race with mountain climbers but find no peace. The bottle promised relief. Each pill for remedy, a fleeting. I race with mountain climbers, but find no peace. For shadows can creep, isolated towards light.
Silence, please.
That's actually my read.
I'm starting my count of 3, 2, 1. Hello everyone. My name is Alinda Miriam, a
passionate and dedicated individual with a strong interest in mental health and substance abuse awareness. As a student, I have witnessed the impact of these issues on peers, and I believe that education and support are key to create a positive change. I'm excited about the opportunity given to me to join a team as a peer educator, creating awareness about these pressing issues. The youth are starting back due to drug abuse caused by lack of knowledge about their impact onto their health. So I'm proud to be on such a team as an educator. Though I'm a student, but now I can share and tell you the impact of substance abuse onto the mental health. I'm proud to be given this opportunity to join the team as a peer educator, sharing knowledge, resources, including the root cause of substance abuse, restoring your lives to shy away from this abuse, and experience to empower others and foster a good and healthy community.
Thank you very much for that speech.
Is worse, but teaching the villagers how to fish is the best. Back with you here on NTV. Thank you for hosting me. My name is Dr. Kamira Babujere, a neurosurgeon from Mulago Hospital. My dear peers, the youth of Uganda, more like the light that we see to build a generation. You see, we wake up every day saying that there is tomorrow, but in actual sense, without your brain, there is no tomorrow. So, drug abuse. Drug abuse is now the trend among youth. Not only the youth, but also the children. In actual sense, when we take a look at what you're calling pleasure, it's actually the cause of your damage. So, what do drugs do to your brain when you take them in? Your brain produces a hormone. Your brain produces a hormone that makes you feel like there is no pain, but in actual sense, your body is being damaged in very many ways. For the children that are there, for the youth that are there and are taking in drugs actually, are not understanding that they're damaging themselves slowly by slowly. You know, who I am is somebody that has a dream. A dream I'm already wearing. I'm not yet a doctor. I'm just someone that has been called to talk to you, and I'm a member of your peer. I'm also among you guys. So, I'm a person who wants to see a healthier generation from the one we are living in today. I'm one who has a dream of seeing smiles on everybody's face, and I'm one who wants to see ourselves with a better tomorrow. The change begins with us, and with you, we can change and see a better tomorrow.
There are people talking behind there. In fact, you're supposed to be outside. People are supposed to be outside. If you're doing public speaking, I don't know why you're inside here.
Break the chains. Recovery for all. My name is Nakawesa Amira, a proud, passionate, responsible, and collaborative student at Kapungulu Memorial School. I believe, and I have been in a community where mental health struggles and substance abuse has been a very order of the day where people have struggled with this many times and people are suffering so much just because of this. I believe that mental health is something that is very powerful and should be advocated for. I have been in the Hope and Beyond Treatment Center for a while now, and I have been in many different outreach activities where we have gone to different schools to advocate for mental health, and I believe that I am a good candidate for this simply because, not because of my knowledge, but because I listen without judgment and I am communicating with passion and work collaboratively with other students such that we may know the different problems that people are facing right now so that we can help them. And trust me, I will never judge a person just because I've listened to them, neither will I expose. So that means that I will be confidential with people's problems. Please trust me, and I believe not because of my knowledge that I am capable for this job, but because of my understanding.
In front of you is a student Elizabeth Blessed, and I'm a student in my final year, and I've been an active member of the Peace and Justice Club in my school. I've been working with this club to help in activities that I've been, whereby we've been creating awareness and help people know the importance of justice and help them actually deal with it. And actually, I find it a great privilege that if I'm taken to be a peer educator, and actually we look at people in our country experiencing mental illnesses and struggling with addiction. So we look at actually creating awareness on how these people can deal with addiction and get away with it. So if I'm given a chance to handle it, since I have experience with the club that I've been where I've been a member, I believe that I'll handle this appropriately and we shall be able to put mental illnesses and also create awareness and put drug abuse to an end. Back to our farm.
Thank you very much. Next.
Anselm Beunga. Can start whenever you're ready. Let's in the background, please.
The Human Resource Manager. I'm thrilled to be talking to you today. My name is Beunga Antrim, and I am a graduate at the university. I myself am in front of you on the interview of being the peer educator for the company to educate the peers on mental health and drug abuse. I myself experienced those conditions 5 years back, but I was able to recover from those conditions. I realized that my support and my education can help change all the peers in this country so that they can be reformed and they start afresh. So, I want to tell them that my journey was not easy, but I tried my level best and I acquired all the skills on how I can stop all this. I have got an opportunity to work with different companies, different organizations in workshops and in very many conferences educating the youth. So I know that I can do that. I hold a bachelor's degree in social work and I graduated from Makerere University. I am committed to work and I am committed to help everyone suffering from those conditions. So if I'm given the job, I'll make sure that I do it to my best. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much. Barak.
Whenever you're ready. My name is Barak. I've been recruited as a peer educator on mental health and drug abuse. I'm passionate and committed individual, strong interest in promoting mental health and overcoming drug abuse. I come from a background where I've seen people being affected by mental health. Personally, my grandfather has been affected by mental health because he had been doing drugs. Unfortunately, he passed away and so rest in peace. My grandfather was affected by mental health, and that's why I was too passionate on becoming a peer educator, because I've seen more people who have been affected worse than my grandfather was. Because we have seen people on roads, we have seen people who are mad, and some people, in fact, we know them because we know why do I choose to become a peer educator. I have attended different seminars whereby we talk about what affects drug abuse, we talk about the implications of doing drugs, we talk about mental health, what brings mental health, what is it all about. We have gone to schools. I've attended schools. I've attended NTARE school whereby we have a club that overcomes mental illnesses and overcomes drug abuse. So I'm passionate to becoming I'm passionate to becoming a peer educator. I'm excited about the opportunity because I personally believe that I will manage this job because I educate people. I have to bring their trust to me because I know what I'm going to be doing. So I am excited about the opportunity because it aligns with my values and gives me the platform to make a real difference in the lives of people.
My name is NTARE, a female Muganda aged 18. I reside at Chitende across Bonko Street B. I sat my PLE, CE and JSE at St. Peter's, Simapera and Budexis respectively. And I completed my university with a bachelor's in counseling and guidance. I'm very passionate about mental health education and I'm very passionate about mental health education and drug abuse, and I believe that there is a change and there is no time that is too late for one to change. Educating people with mental health and drug abuse problems has been my passion for quite a long time. In this way, my objectives, one of them is to make sure that the number of people who suffer from mental health and drug abuse is minimal in most parts of the country. Drug abuse can be stopped, and with this, my other objective is to make sure that mental health stability is at the minimum of 50% in most years. Thank you.
Sonia Priscilla, and I am honored to stand before you today. I am a passionate Ugandan, so committed to meeting positive change among my peers. I believe that every young person deserves to live a life free from the shadows of drug abuse and the silence around mental health struggles. I am a trained listener, a trusted friend, and above all, a learner. My personal experiences have taught me that mental health is just as important as physical health. I have seen the effects of drug abuse in my community, such as death, accidents, diseases, and instead of turning away, I have chosen to step up to be a voice of awareness, support, and hope. I bring with me strong communication skills, a heart of empathy, and the urge to involve the youth through discussions, school clubs, and creative outreach activities. As a peer, I understand the pressure and challenges others face since I have been there before. And I aim to use that understanding to work with them, not ahead, not behind, but side by side. And if selected as a peer educator, I will use the opportunity not just to teach, but to grow, inspire, and most importantly, to listen.
I'll start whenever you're ready.
I am Ashaba Vivian from Kampala, an individual dedicated to supporting peers in mental health and substance abuse. With personal experience, I am equipped to provide guidance, resources, and a non-judgmental space for peers to discuss challenges, support peers in negotiating challenges, promote health coping mechanisms, and to help them become someone in life. With all my personal experience, I will help these peers learn ways of doing things such that they become busy in order to have a better life. I'm glad for this opportunity to join your team and contribute to creating supportive community.
A passionate individual dedicated to supporting peer in mental health and substance abuse. With experience, I am equipped to guide and counsel. As a peer educator, I foster an open conversations of mental health with my patients, and I guide them and counsel them, and I provide accurate information and resources, whereby if someone has a mental issue, I shouldn't pass behind the bushes. I have to tell them the accurate information and the resources. And so I am so passionate.
Start whenever you're ready. Sorry. Start.
We should learn. They say, when we go to school and learn, we get knowledge. Let the knowledge we get leave a positive impact or change in our lives. I'm Myra Pay, a student who is passionate of becoming a peer educator. Half of this youth today are addicted to drugs. How do I know this? In my college years, I've been to various schools, various mental health centers, where I see people suffer. And the youths who are out here, they don't help their people. Not because they don't want to, but because they don't have the mind to. But today, me being passionate about educating the peers, I want a better help for these people. I want to create a healthy environment. How will I do this? By talking to the peers, by educating them about the dangers of taking these drugs. If you're to go right now in the hospital, you'll see many lives suffer. In regrets, they are depressed. Why? Because of the drug addiction. But when I become this peer educator, I'll counsel them and guide them in the right path, in how they should live their lives. rather than being in drugs, in order to create a healthy and better environment.
Thank you so much, the panel of interviewers, for inviting me here today. My name is Inshemelira Doris Amoti. I am 28 years of age. I'm a psychologist by profession with a master's degree from Harvard University. I have been practicing psychology for the past 6 years at Butabika Mental Health Hospital in Uganda, where I have interacted with very many young people, especially on issues like stress, anxiety, and depression. I am also the founder of Drop the Drug Youth Initiative, which emphasizes mostly about the dangers of drug abuse and mental health issues. I'm a very, very passionate speaker, and I am a good researcher, very good researcher, where I've made a lot of research, especially on mental health issues and drug abuse issues. I have also written a book called Mental Health by Doris Inshemelira. You can find it in any drug shops. I'm very much interested in this job because I believe it is the only way through which we can combat drug abuse from Uganda. I'm very interested in expressing and extending my skills to the young people so that they can change. I'm very, very, very confident that you are going to accept me and pick me out as the person who is needed for this job. Thank you.
Hey, silence! Hey. You're getting excited, you don't know when to be. Wait! Okay.
I am a passionate and I am a dedicated individual on being recruited as a peer educator on mental health and drug abuse. I am dedicated in this and I am willing. I have attended many classes just to be in position of passing the information I am given to another one else. I am in position of educating more about what I was educated about. I am dedicated of being an educator, and I am dedicated of being an educator on mental health and drug abuse. I have seen many occasions how the stigma silences people behind the walls of addiction. And due to the fact that it is not pleasant, I decided to reach out and also try to join others to fight this.
My name is Aida, and I'm the founder of CABS Club, a club that I formed with an aim of zero drug abuse in our nation. I've introduced this club in different institutions in Uganda. Around 20 institutions now have this club in their institutions. I have interacted with a lot of people, a lot of drug addicts in our nation through this club as I moved to different institutions to talk to these people. And I have changed around 200 million lives from abusing these drugs. Ladies and gentlemen, I believe if I am allowed to, if I'm made the peer educator for mental health and drug abuse of this organization, I believe I can change lives because I have interacted with these drug addicts and I know why they abuse drugs. I know what they need to stop drug addiction, and I know what I can do and what I'm capable of. I believe I am capable to do this because I've interacted with a lot of people on streets. I've interacted with a lot of drug addicts in schools. With this being done by me and my people in this club, the club presidents in my different institutions, I know I'm capable of doing what I can to help the youth have a good mental health and fight drug abuse.
Start whenever.
I'm much grateful to be part of today's event. My name is Edwin. Age started from within MBARARA. I'm here for the position of peer counselor. I'm here for the position of peer educator to handle mental health and drug abuse. Hope you'd like to know my expertise in relevance to this profession. This is who I am. I was born and lived in the environment of addicts. I saw how drugs were killing people physically and mentally. From then, I felt a need to make an impact in my people's lives. I went to Makerere University, where I trained in mental health management. Handling addicts has always been my passion. I'm experienced and I've worked in certain organizations like MDK and UFM for Youth, where I was exposed addicts of every kind, but made them mentally stable and changed their lives. I believe in empathy, understanding, and recovery. In conclusion, I hope you consider only when one the most suitable for the job. For references, call 078543289 abc.
It is a silent round, so I'm not going to give you feedback and results now.
Yes. What?
Someone is very happy, yes. But I can't decide to give it to you right now. I can't. No. Okay, let me give you the feedback. This is it. I'm just kidding. Okay. It was a silent round, so we're not going to give feedback right now, and results are going to be given later. Right now, we are going to be having storytelling. First, we are going to begin with the secondary category, and we are going to do round 1, starting at exactly 4:30. Round 1, the task, the descent into addiction. Tell the story of a character who becomes addicted to drugs, exploring the emotional and psychological factors that contribute to their addiction. Discuss the implications of drug abuse, such as the impact on relationships and communities. That is what we're going to do for secondary category, and thereafter we shall have primary category, storytelling, round 1, which is, this one is for primary, which is the fiction. Imagine a tree that can talk and has seen the effects of climate change. Tell a story from the tree's perspective about how it has changed over the years. What message does the tree want to share with humans? Results, breaks are going to be announced after the storytelling round. Thank you very much.
Could you please clarify on the time question? 3.
Time, 3 minutes.
Come on.
Yeah. For clarity, but you guys have had these tasks, right? You have prepared tasks. So prepare.
3, 2, 1. In a serene meander, where the sun spills its golden rays, the wind dancing in the tall grasses, I stand, an ancient oak tree, rooted deep in the rich earth. My gnarled branches stretch towards the heavens. My thick trunk bears the scars of many seasons. I have seen countless suns rise and set, watched as the moon waxed and waned, listened to the whispers of the world around me. But oh, how the world has changed. In my early days, when my limbs were young and supple, the skies were clear and the rain. I remember the laughter of the children playing beneath my roof, the birds flighting in and out of my branches, the brilliance of the vibrant wildflowers that carpeted my meander. The air was rich in a scent of earth after a rainstorm, and my roots thrived in the cool darkness of a nurturing soil. Seasons were predictable then. Winters were crisp, not cruel. Some springs sang with the sound of renewal. Summers were warm, not sweltering. I enjoyed. Summers were warm, not sweltering. But as time went on, the world began to change. My leaves started tasting the increasing bitterness of heat. The laughter faded as the children found their joy elsewhere, distracted by glowing screens and endless noise. The birds sang their songs less often, seeking shelter from newer trees, those that were planted by hasty hands, forgetting the fundamental ties. However, I have seen very many ravages. As things came to dawn, I started conversing with the creatures around me, like the ants tunneling through the earth, the squirrels industriously gathering acorns, and the occasional fox that seeks shade from my branches. From them I gleaned hope, and now I live in a world forever changed. My message to humanity is simple. Remember your roots. Remember the earth that cradles you. Remember the skies that nurture you.
I begin my story in 3, 2, 1. The trail of Okali the tree. I remember when I was a young tree. I was full of life and promise. The seasons danced around me. The spring's warmth, summer sunshine, and winter snow. I grew tall and strong, providing shade for children to play and home for birds to nest. But over the years, I noticed some changes. The summers grew hotter, winters grew warmer. The rains became unpredictable. The soil dried up. I felt the stress and the pressure. My leaves withering, my growth slowing. Despite the challenges, I stood tall. I want to tell humans, please take care of the earth. Plant more trees, reduce waste, and conserve the water. We are all connected. Your actions affect me, the birds and the creatures that hold me. My message is simple. Protect nature, and nature will protect you. Let's work together and preserve the beauty and wonder of our world. I stand tall, watching and whispering my message to the world. Will you listen?
Okay, Asha Daniela. Alright.
Once upon a time, I was a young tree, full of life and potential, standing tall and proud among my fellow trees in the garden. Over the years, I watched as the world around me started to change. And I felt the effects of climate change deep within my roots. As the temperatures rose and the seasons shifted, I struggled to adapt. My leaves, once green, began to root and fade. My roots, once strong and deep, began to dry out and weaken. And my branches, once steady and strong, began to break and fall. Despite these challenges, I managed to survive, but it was not easy. I have seen the effects of climate change on my fellow trees, many of which have not been so fortunate. I have seen entire groves of trees die, leaving behind only barren and lifeless land. And yet, despite the devastations, I still remain hopeful because I know you, the humans, have the power to change the course of history, to reverse the damage that has been done, protect the planet for the generations to come. That is why I speak out. My story and my messages that I learned along the way. I argue to you, the humans, to take action, reduce your carbon footprint, to protect our planet. I still argue to you to value the natural world and to recognize the importance of preserving our fragile ecosystem. I know it won't be easy, but I believe it is worth it. The future of our planet is at stake. Please understand. And it is up to us to ensure it is bright and prosperous. So I speak out my story and my message in order for you humans to listen and take action.
Alex is a 28 years old individual living in an urban town, Gulu. Alex has always been a high achiever, excelling academically and professionally. However, beneath this facade of success lies a deep-seated struggle with anxiety and feelings of inadequacy. Alex's childhood was marked by emotional neglect. Growing up in a household where achievements were prioritized over emotional well-being led to the feelings of unworthiness. This early experience created a foundation for low self-esteem and an ongoing need for external validation, contributing to addiction, mental health issues, and to be honest to Alex, underlying mental health issues contributed a lot in the development of addiction. Anxiety disorders manifested as overwhelming feelings for dread and panic attacks, prompting further reliance on drugs just for relief. The use of drugs altered Alex's brain chemistry over time. Substances such as opioids or stimulants can increase dopamine levels temporarily. However, repeated use of drugs leads to decreased natural production of dopamine. The descent into addiction is multifaceted and deeply rooted in emotional and psychological factors that vary from person to person. Understanding is so crucial for developing strategies for addressing not only an individual but a broader complication of substance.
Moving on the streets and meeting a person who was once a public figure suicide. It was one day I met my uncle over the streets. A man who was once in the State House working for the president. But the evil of drugs came into his life. He started little by little. He started sniffing cocaine. Do you feel what I feel? All of a sudden, a day after the other, he felt like his body wanted something. Not until a point in time when he couldn't do anything, minus the influence of drugs. The time came in his life and he became ill due to the influence of drugs. He asked for a leave from his workplace. A man who was once a public figure, a man who was once rich in society, a man who was once a role model, was destroyed because of drugs. Fellow youths, I call upon you to stand against the evil of drugs. Stop using drugs because it is an evil. It spoiled my friend's life. A person who was once a public figure, he no longer has friends. He's no longer employed. He's now today on the streets. I call upon each and everyone to put an end to the use of drugs. Thank you very much.
The descent into addiction. In the bright days, before the green pasture started to wilt, the once fertile soils producing no yields. It all began with just a light glass unwind after the long day, a casual smoke with a cool friends, single pill to elevate pain, and just a simple sniff for excitement. It all seeming harmless, but over time, the happening session gave way to a persistent craving, and the line between recreation the craving resulted into addiction. As the addiction progressed, things which were measured turned to bulk consumption, where a light glass got a promotion to glasses, to a bottle then bottles, from a single puff to puffs then packets of cigarettes, from a single pill to pills, and opium became a friend for life. Once a responsible mother, I became an irresponsible person, pouring out all the responsibilities. I could hear the screams of my baby running crazily in my mind. But due to the action of the drug, all I could do is to sniff, swallow, smoke, take puffs one after the other. I had turned my little angel smile into grief. Once a talented person, a responsible person in the society, I became an irrespectable member. I became a shame-free person, being a star that was separated from the galaxy. Loud sounds from my friends calling the name of the fallen hero, loudly saying, "You need to stop!" But all I could say, stopping is a choice, but it's not what makes me happy and comfortable. I could hear my baby, my one baby, crying in the middle of the night, saying, "Mom, I'm scared." But due to the action of the drug, All I could do is to scream, yell at her. Oh, the wows of the night scared her. The loud sounds in the night. The kids and the slap became her food. Oh, my little baby. I can't imagine that this is how I concluded my life story. If it weren't for the peer friends, if it weren't for the people that I treasured so much being addicts, I would have been somebody great. The fear for the responsibility, they pushed me into this mess. My peer friends forced me into this mess. I would have been.
The biggest challenge that we're having for the primary categories, the stories were very good. It was very relevant, very wonderful. I mean, they were dressed up like trees and were telling us the story of the tree. They were able to wear the persona of the tree, and that was really, really wonderful. Okay? I think for the next time, there's a very big, we're still having a challenge, even not only for primary, but also the senior category. We are delivering these stories like poetry to some extent. And a story is a story, okay? I'll draw my reference to the first speaker for the first storyteller for the senior category. That is how you tell a story. I think his story was quite interesting and unique because it was following the task. That is how you tell a story. Are you getting it? Okay? Try as much as possible to avoid impersonating not public speaking, poetry within the stories you're trying to tell. Okay? You can impersonate public speakers because storytelling is also embedded within public speaking. Okay? But poetry, there's a way it distorts it to begin with, right? You'd realize that for the first primary student, it was going into poetry per se. Relevance is there, but it was trying to get into the story, the poetry bit of it. Okay? Though they really did perform well. All of them scored above 77, which was very good for primary category. Right? For secondary category, all of them scored above, I think, 73. But it was still okay. But the problem with the secondary category that we found, especially for the last two, apart from the first, is the relevancy of the task. The task is telling you, tell a story, okay, of someone who has gone through, the process of drug addiction. Are you getting it? It's just not enough for you to be very passionate and tell us a story of yourself as a mother. We want to see the relevancy to it. Are you getting it? How does that story build up? Okay? Are you getting it? So we had an issue there. So let us work on those and hopefully we'll be able to be better. So we're having another round tomorrow and then the last round. Remember, for storytelling and news anchoring, to determine the winner, it's going to be cumulative. Are you getting it? So let us work on those small mistakes that we're having. The ranges are not that big for each storyteller, but we can work on them. Is that okay? So let us work on that and then we'll be good to go. We'll be starting in a few.
Good day, viewers at Vero TV. Bear in the room, Alatakani Labrena is my name. Today's top story revolves around the disheartening outcome of the recent Global Summit, which was held in Dubai and chaired by Sultan Ahmed Al Jaber, who served as the president of COP28. In this summit, hopes for significant progress in addressing climate change were literally dashed as nations continue to bicker and reach a binding emissions agreement. In what was expected to be a crucial gathering of world leaders dedicated to combating climate change were literally dashed as they continued to involve themselves in a contentious arena, highlighting deep divisions among countries. While the rhetoric surrounding global warming and environmental responsibility were undoubtedly at the forefront, the actions tell a different story. Many leaders took social media and press conferences to voice their disappointment, especially the representative from Nauru Island, located northeast Australia, heavily affected by rising sea levels, lamented that the fate of our future hangs in a balance while big polluting nations continue to prioritize economic interests over collective action. Meanwhile, major economies like United States, Chad, and China found themselves at odds celebrating the already tense atmosphere. In summary, as the sun sets on this pivotal summit, it casts a shadow not just on a conference hall, but on our global commitment to a sustainable future. As nations continue to bicker and the dream of joint action against climate change feels ever more distant. If climate change doesn't wait, why are we? This has been your climate update. Stay informed and engaged as we continue to follow this evolving story. Thank you.
Voices Explorers. Today is Monday, 5th May 2025, and it has clocked 11 p.m. Good evening, and welcome to our special bulletin. Today we are shining a spotlight on a growing health crisis in Uganda, the alarming rise in tobacco-related illnesses and overdoses. And this bulletin is brought to you by MC Papa de Mike Dons on the 91.2 crazyexpress.com, which is found in Bombers Road, MBARARA High Street. Let's dive into the details. According to recent statistics, Uganda has witnessed a staggering 40% spike in tobacco-related overdoses, widespread concern among health experts and authorities. This surge underscores the urgent need for comprehensive measures to curb tobacco use and its devastating measures. Dr. Magezi Igan, who works at Mulago Hospital, has given us key heights on tobacco crisis experts in Uganda, and he has said 40% in overdoses has led the sharp rise in tobacco-related overdoses, and this has overwhelmed healthcare facilities, prompting calls for immediate intervention. Most health risks, tobacco use is linked to a myriad of health issues, including respiratory diseases, cardiovascular problems, and various forms of cancer. The mayor of MBARARA City, Mr. Kachebezi, has warned the government has made a response on tobacco crisis, and he said that there should be a regulatory measure where the government is urged to implement stricter regulations on tobacco sales, marketing, and packaging to reduce its appeal and accessibility. We have tried to interact some of the members of the community at Kamukuzi village for their call to action on how tobacco crisis has exploded in Uganda, and they say the community engagement, whereby communities encouraged to engage in discussions and initiatives at preventing tobacco use and supporting those struggling with addiction. Most of the members of the community say there should be support for victims. The families affected by families affected by tobacco-related illnesses are urged to seek medical help and support to cope with the harass and emotional tools. As Uganda grapples with this public health challenge, it's crucial for all stakeholders of government. It's crucial for all stakeholders of government, healthcare providers, and committed to work together in addressing the tobacco crisis. And let's prioritize health and well-being by taking proactive steps to reduce tobacco use and protect future generations. That's all for this special bulletin. Stay tuned on 91.2 Praise Express FM. This is found in Baras.
All the poets here, can we have all the poets and public speakers, junior and senior category all here? So for the primary category, because we had agreed that the determining the winner is going to be cumulative. We are not going to be announcing or having those breaks here. We are going to wait for the other side. So for primary category, we are not going to be announcing those breaks. Thank you very much for listening. However, we had two participants, that is Mark and Leonard. Mark from MBARARA Municipal School and Leonard from Parental Care Primary School. Please give them a round of applause. I can say on average, none of them has below 70, so that is good. An average of 70 for both speakers, even when they are young, shows a high level of growth that we expect the future generation to have. So congratulations to both of them. And because they are two, all of them will obviously be back home or to their schools with one with either a trophy, the other with a medal. So congratulations. Now to the senior category for poetry. We had agreed that the top two poets will go directly to the finals. That simply means, as per our schedule of the TDM Nationals, tomorrow they will not be in position to participate in any round because they will be exempted from one, the quarters, secondly from the semis. We are having break announcements for public speaking and poetry. Okay, so they'll be exempted. So if you are among the top two poets or public speakers, please make sure you start preparing for the finals task, which is something that you should be doing. Okay? But always, and please listen to this, you breaking fast and going straight to finals does not guarantee that you will win. Why? For two reasons. The individuals that do the other rounds constantly be practicing and bettering themselves. And you, because you have had a long time to relax, you're going for the round while you are so relaxed. So please ensure that you keep on practicing, you attend those rounds, you watch, and you learn as well. So, okay, let us start breaking hearts now. Should I first read the top two? Yes. No. Why read them last? Read them last. Yes. I read them last. No. This is no way. Okay. In round one, breaking direct to finals. Position 2. In round one of breaking direct to finals, in round one, the poet had an average of 72 from both judges. That is for round one. A round of applause. In round two, the poet did extremely well. In round three, they had an average of 79. In round four, they had an average of 77. And in round 5, they had an average of 74. A total of 384. An average of 76.8. The person breaking direct to finals in position 1 is none other than
Okuyangabire Masi.
So the two speakers making it to finals and who will not be doing the quarters and the semi-finals are Masi and Muhindo Latisha Konsolo. Congratulations. Can't wait to see you at the finals. You are the new arm? Yes. The other side. We'll have you people after the breaks announcement. Congratulations. Now,
The remaining 7 breaking to quarterfinals with an average position 9th place with an average of 69.4. Mind you, the person who doesn't break has an average of 69 minutes. So with an average of 69.4, breaking to the quarterfinals is none other than Ijuka Elijah from NTARE School. Congratulations. With an average of 69.8, breaking to the quarterfinals is none other than Nambuya Joy from Serbia High School. Breaking to the quarterfinals with an average of 70 from NTARE School is none other than MBARARA Junior. Yes, the other name is high. Congratulations. With an average of 70.6, breaking to the quarterfinals is none other than Navasa. Rebecca. Navasa. Rebecca. The name is hard. Vijera, is it? Vijera. SS. Congratulations. With an average of 70.8 from NTARE School is none other than
Turiasima Ellis. Turiasima Ellis from NTARE School, congratulations, moving to quarterfinals.
From St. Andrews SS with an average of 72.6 is none other than
Songa Belchizai.
Congratulations. And breaking in 3rd position or breaking in 1st position to the quarterfinals is none other than, yes, it is you, Baru, with an average of 73. Sangwana, is it? Sangwana High School, right? Ganwa High School. Ganwa High School. Congratulations, our quarterfinalists. Prepare the task for the quarterfinals. Is it an open or it is an impromptu? It is an impromptu. Thank God. Go and sleep. Tomorrow, very early in the morning, prepare. The first round, I will give you the task. And you will go ahead. For those of us that have made to the finals, thank God. Congratulations. Enjoy. Right. Primary category, we had agreed that all of them will be breaking, but we'll also recognize from the preliminary rounds, and then we'll have a last round, the finals. With an average of 71, we have Natukunda Abigail Denise from Coloma Primary School in position 3rd. Congratulations. With an average of 74.6667 is none other than Ayebare Emmanuel from MBARARA Municipal School. With an average and topping tab for all the 3 preliminary rounds is none other than Katami Magambo. Chitami Magambo. Yes, from Uganda Matters Primary School with an average of 75. So there was a slim average between the 1st and 2nd in the preliminary rounds. One had 75, the other had 74. The most interesting thing is that The person with 75 average scored 75 for all the rounds. Round 1, round 2, round 3. The person with a 74.67 scored 73 in round 1, 77 in round 2, and a 74 in round 3. Simple advice. Whatever you did in round 2, make sure you do it again in the finals, because it might save you. And whatsoever you have been doing in all the rounds, do a little bit higher. It will help you in the finals. That is for the primary category. For public speaking. For public speaking senior category, we are eliminating 4 people.
Say amen.
Say hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Praise the Lord.
Okay. So I'm going to start by those who are breaking to the quarterfinals. Then I'll end with those that are, those that are breaking directly the finals.
Yes.
So the average score between the person who doesn't break and the person who breaks is 1.2. It's actually 1 only, because the person who doesn't break has an average of 64.2, and the person who breaks has an average of 65.2. Your God is lucky. You are lucky. With an average of 65.2, breaking to the quarterfinals is none other than
Ashaba Vivian.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Breaking second down to the quarterfinals as well is from Chisumi Mapera SS. That is Nanyondo Ronak. With an average of 66.6. Breaking to the quarterfinals is none other than
Atugonza Elizabeth Blessed from Junior SS. Congratulations.
Congra. With an average of 67.6 from St. Teresa Girls School is none other than Kawandama Aida. Congratulations, Aida. No boy yet. Okay. With an average of 68 is none other than
Nimurunji Ronnie Barak from NTARE School. Congratulations.
Muchurezi Edwin from Ganwa High School breaks to the quarterfinals with an average of 68. Congratulations, Edwin. With an average of 69, breaking to the quarterfinals.
Breaking to the quarterfinals is Arinda Miriam from Buyera SS. Congratulations, Miriam, for breaking to quarterfinals.
Anslem, you're praying that you pray. Anslem breaks to the quarterfinals with an average of 71. Congratulations. Jumo progressive. Congratulations. And breaking fast to the quarterfinals, Anslem and that person got an average of 71. Breaking fast to the quarterfinals is none other than Doris Amoti. Now the two. So the other people who have not heard their names, you are either here or not there. Praise the Lord. Lift up holy hands. Hallelujah. Hey.
But is the pressure increasing or decreasing?
Increasing.
Okay.
Alright. Okay, see these two people, the two people that make it to the final directly. In round 1 they had a bad start. All of them had below 70s. Yeah. In round 2, they had above 70s. Why I'm not mentioning those marks is because you know them. Yeah. You people knew your marks. Someone going to mention them. So we'll start mentioning marks in round 3. In round 3, the one who breaks on top has first position. Got 73. Dot. The one who breaks second got 75. Dot. Round 4, all of them were hitting.
Yeah.
The one breaking first got 76. The one breaking second got 77. Now, yeah! In the last round,
yes.
Hey, the one breaking first said hey, and they got 70 flat. The one breaking second, we gave them back a there. And they got gave them back a there and they got 64 because of their delivery. Now, hey. Breaking direct to finals in position 2 because they're average. In fact, from number 1, 2, 3, 4, all of them had 71. Okay, that is. But the one breaking direct to finals, second position has 71.2, and the first position has 71.6.
A difference of
0.4.
Not even 1, but 0.4.
So it is just by sheer luck. Okay? Breaking direct to finals. Second position is none other than So should you first have the news and then you can know?
Yeah.
Not breaking the semi-finals.
Yes.
Thank you very much. News anchoring. Noe, please come on stage.
Somebody say me.
News anchoring fast. So you have 3 minutes. Give us the news.
The heart of the question is simple. When the earth is crying out, do we act boldly and immediately, or do we work within the rules to create lasting change? Good afternoon, I am Noe Hannah, and I'm here not just to tell today's story, but to help you see the world a little differently. Live and unfiltered, this is Wonder TV, your window into the world's unfolding climate crisis. Let's dive into the headlines that matter most. Global Climate Summit stalls, talks heat up, but progress cools down. Today's top story revolves on the disheartening outcome of the recent Global Climate Summit stall, which was held in Dubai on 24th November 2024 and was chaired by Dr. Al-Jaber, where hopes for significant progress in addressing climate change were literally dashed as nations failed to reach a binding emissions agreement. World leaders walked away empty-handed as the climate summit collapsed binding agreements, still a pipe dream. In what was anticipated to be a crucial gathering of world leaders to combating climate change, the summit devolved into a contagious arena highlighting deep divisions among countries. While the rhetoric surrounding global warming and environmental responsibility was undoubtedly at the forefront, the actions or lack thereof tell a different story. Many leaders took to social media platforms and press conferences to voice their disappointment. A representative from a small island nation, Seychelles, named LC Bonifants, lamented that the fate of our future hangs in the balance while big polluting nations continue to prioritize economic interest over collective action. Meanwhile, major economies like the United States and China found themselves at odds, exacerbating the already tense atmosphere. In summary, as the sun sets on its pivotal summit, it casts a shadow not just on the conference hall, but on our global commitment. As nations continue to bicker and delay, the dream of unified action against climate change feels ever more distant. The world is warming, the signs are loud. It's time to act and stand unbowed. This has been your climate update. Reporting for Wonder TV, I am Noe Hannah.
I'm starting my presentation in 3, 2, and 1. Uganda's tobacco crisis explodes. 40% spike in overdoses triggers self-alarm. Good evening to our viewers all over the world. My name is Emmanuel Jordan, and I'm an host. Okay. I'm starting my presentation in 3, 2, and 1. Uganda's tobacco crisis explodes. 40% spike in overdoses triggers health alarm. Good evening to you all our viewers. My name is Emmanuel Jordan. I'm Amani. I'm your host. You're tuned into the Alliance Broadcasting Corporation. There's a surge in tobacco overdoses. Uganda is grappling with a troubling rise in tobacco-related overdoses, with recent reports indicating a staggering 40% increase in hospital admissions due to tobacco consumption. This surge has overwhelmed the healthcare facilities, particularly in regions like West Nile, where Rural Regional Referral Hospital now admits an average of 74 patients per month, far exceeding its 40-bed capacity. Youth and low-income communities are at high risk. Activists and health experts warn that the crisis disproportionately affects youth and low-income earners. In tobacco-growing areas, children as young as 9 are initiating tobacco use, often influenced by peer pressure and economic hardships. The World Health Organization estimates that over 1.7 million Ugandans aged 13 to 15 are exposed to tobacco smoke, and at home with an additional 2.7 million exposed in enclosed public spaces. Government response and challenges. In response, Uganda has implemented the Tobacco Control Act, which bans smoking in public places, prohibits tobacco sales to minors under 21, and restricts tobacco advertising. However, enforcement remains inconsistent, and the emergence of the new tobacco products like shisha complicates regulatory efforts. In December 2023, the Ministry of Health, with support from World Health Organization, conducted enforcement activities in 5 cities, destroying confiscated shisha pots and arresting 83 offenders. The economic burden of tobacco use. The economic impact of tobacco use is profound. The Uganda Tobacco Taxation Coalition reports that tobacco-related health costs amount to approximately 328 billion Ugandan shillings annually, surpassing the market value of tobacco products. This imbalance underscores the urgent need for comprehensive tobacco control policies and alternative livelihoods for tobacco farmers. The call to action: health experts and activists are calling for immediate action to curb this crisis. Recommendations include stricter enforcement of existing laws, increased public awareness campaigns, and support for tobacco farmers to transition and alternative crops. The World Health Organization emphasizes that tobacco use is the leading modifiable risk factor for non-communicable diseases such as heart disease, stroke, chronic lung disease, and cancer. As Uganda confronts this escalating health emergency, the need for a unified, multi-sectoral approach has never been more critical. The health and well-being of future generations depend on decisive and sustained action. This has been your health update on Uganda's tobacco crisis. Stay safe, stay informed.
To be you that has broken. It might be you, club. You can also give the judges a round of applause. Please clap. We are only 2, but we are doing almost everything. It's not easy. Yes, it's not easy. But we appreciate it. We love doing this. Yes, we love doing this. We are very much humbled. Yeah. Yes. Oh, we should go with that.
We should announce tonight.
No, we should announce during the time for the 5 minutes.
Yes.
Let them first do the quarter service, then we announce.
We announce to the final that they had broken.
Okay. Okay. Right. Breaking in position 2, direct to the finals. Second tap is none other than Kamira Babukiri.
Congratulations.
Wagala Kapungulu Memorial. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Big round of applause for them. Now 5 remaining. Hey! Oh my goodness, me I cannot read this one. Let me give it to my senior. Make sure the phone doesn't.
Okay, breaking fast, straight to the finals with an average of 71.6 is that one person that is among the 5.
The thing has been deleted.
It can't happen.
Okay, it's now.
And is that one person? By the way. Nakawesa Hamira from Kwagala Kapungulu Memorial. Breaking fast. The finals is Nakawesa Hamira from Kwagala Kapungulu Memorial. Congratulations, Hamira. You people clap for your friends.
Alright, guys. The top 2 break direct to finals, and the remaining 9 battle it out in the quarterfinals. Please note, public speaking quarterfinals. We are also going to eliminate. How many? To make how many? 1, 2, 3, 4. No, we are forgiving you. We are eliminating 3. Then 6 are going to semi-finals. Then from the 6, 3 are going to the finals to meet the top 2. Poetry, we are going to eliminate how many? How many? And the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 will go to the semi-finals. Is that okay? And then from the 5 to the semi-finals, how many are we eliminating? 2. And the 3 are going to the finals to meet the top 2. Now, as we are here, we want to congratulate those that have broken, and we also want to congratulate those that have participated and hopefully have learned. From now, and I'm going to leave this place at around after supper. I'll leave this place after supper. From now until that time I leave, feel free to interact with us. Feel free to ask us for feedback. Feel free to come for personal feedback, out into whatsoever. That is okay. If you want. If you do not want, and for you say, for me when David looks at me, he looks when he's very annoyed. He doesn't smile. Me when I look at him, I am not comfortable. Please don't ask me. You can ask him. He's always smiling. Talk to him. We'll give you the feedback. Okay? That is why you have paid your money to come and participate at this nationals. Is that okay? Yeah. Paid your money to come and participate, but not only just to win, but to also learn. Beyond that, we will not, starting tomorrow in the out rounds, we will not give any feedback because it would be very unfair. Yeah. And even you, fellow students, and even the patrons, you are going to say, hey, but I have been seeing David talking to this person constantly. That is why they won the tournament. No. In the backgrounds, quarters, semis, final. The rounds are silent, the tasks are there. Unless there's a task saying impromptu, we are not going to give any feedback. They are silent rounds. So, if you have any questions, this is the time that you ask for your own grade. If you don't have any questions, it is still okay. For us, we are not like debaters who are still in rounds. For us, we are done with rounds. We are now chilling. We have been very instrumental. We have done our rounds, and we have finished all of them. Public speakers, how many rounds did we have? 5. What was indicated in the document? 5. Did you do all of them? Yes. Poetry? 5. The junior category? 3. Any complaints? No.
Okay.
Edwin has a question. Yes, Edwin. Pardon? You want to know your position? You have made it to the quarterfinals. When you win, you not even mind which position you broke. By the way, when you win and you didn't break direct to finals, you don't mind that there's someone who broke direct to finals. No, you have won. That is what matters. I see. So, don't mind about the position. However, when the tournament is done, we'll share the tab to everyone to trace your performance and see where you can improve. Is that okay? We cannot release that right now. We'll only release it after the tournament. Yes.
I wanted to check the spelling of my name.
Your name, it is correct. Don't worry. I have a problem with pronunciation, but it is correct. Trust me, it is very correct. Very, very correct. Don't need to worry about that. That is very correct. Any questions for us?
Personal questions.
Personal questions.
It is verified.
So you want to bombard us with personal questions? You don't want even to rest a small.
Yes.
Alright.
You will come to me at exactly 6.
Okay. From now, please give us time. From now, it is 5:47. Yeah? You give us time. We are going to be in the main hall, around the main hall. Come at exactly 6. You will see us at either the corner or in front of the main hall. Please come for the feedback. Give us time to rest, relax.